I can't see you. I can't see you back there, Esther. These lights that you put up are just too bright. I can only see the lights and I can't see anything else. Is this right? Is this the way it's supposed to be? All right. Esther Herzog, the director and producer of the soon-to-be-released documentary on me, Herman Scuttle. And I hate being here. I don't like being here. The only reason I'm here is because of that woman back there, Esther Herzog. She's very nice, a very nice young woman. Now, the thing I will tell you first for your documentary, Herzog, is that the last time I was here, if you remember, I certainly remember, I wrote a new song. Every time you want me to do this, I try to write a new song, and certainly I do have a new song today. But the last time I was here, I had a song all written and ready to go, and I didn't have a guitar. And why did I not have a guitar? Do you remember why I didn't have a guitar? Yeah. Because someone stole my guitar strings. Right. So if I remember correctly, and if you remember correctly, I did it a cappella. The song. The guitar stood in my cell for a week with no strings. But I found out what happened to those strings. Oh yeah. Someone, and not a fellow prisoner, but someone came into my cell while I was out. And as you know, as I've mentioned many, many times, I work in the kitchen here at the prison. Just for the record, Wormwood Scrubs Prison, Pittsfield, United States of America. And while I was out, and while that prison jail cell door of mine was open, someone went in there and stole my guitar strings. Now, I found out who it was. It was some kid who was doing, what do you call it? He says he was an urban explorer, whatever that means. Well, this kid came in. I don't know, I can't even remember what his name is, but I know who he is and where he is, and I got my strings back. I pulled his hair a little too, just to punctuate the situation. But he, and by the way, I didn't get the exact guitar strings back. I made him, this kid, this urban explorer, about 18, 19 years old. He had a little headlamp on and everything. And he was urban exploring some of the buildings here at the prison. Now, I've told you there are at least three big buildings, big old buildings that comprised Wormwood Scrubs campus. But we're only using one because we only have 7 prisoners here now. That's all. So Urban Explorer was going around to all the buildings, urban exploring. I suppose I should be kind because that sounds like something I would do if I was a kid. Urban exploring, you know, breaking into places and just exploring, not causing any damage or anything. But he, instead of going to the vacant buildings, he came in here, in this one with the 7 prisoners, one of which is me, and I'm in the kitchen. He goes up to my cell, he sees my guitar, and he takes the strings. Why didn't he take the whole guitar? He took the strings, and you know why he took the strings? Because he made some jewelry out of it. The 6 guitar strings this kid did, he made some kind of jewelry for his girlfriend. Right. And his girlfriend liked it, and she wanted more. She wanted more jewelry made of guitar strings, but that's the last time he gets my guitar strings. So I found him. I did my own exploring till I found the Urban Explorer kid, and I made him buy me a new set of guitar strings. So I've got my guitar here today, and I got a new song, So Be It. Boy, am I glad I got that out of my system. I've been holding that in for a long time. You know what, Herzog? Now I'm thinking that this documentary is a good thing for me. It's a healthy thing for me because if I have something on my chest, and I need to get something off my chest, I can do it for this documentary. Is that okay? Oh, you like that? You approve of that? Okay, good. Now, I have this friend. I haven't seen him in a long time. His name is Two Ton Tony. Two Ton Tony. And he's a drifter. He drifts all over the country. I don't know if I can say he drifts all over the world, but I do know that he goes all over the United States. But he always comes back to the Berkshires for some reason. Now, here's what I know about Two Ton Tony. Recently, he came back into town, into Pittsfield, and he was just doing what he usually does. He's a drifter. So now instead of drifting all over the country, he was taking a rest in the Berkshires, kind of just like very easily, slowly drifting, a slow drift of the Berkshires, because he's a drifter. And he said to himself as he looked around, and he says, he remembered why he loves the Berkshires so much. And he said out loud for everyone to hear, he said, Berkshires don't suck. That's what he said. Those are not my words. He said that. Berkshires don't suck. And he said that while he had a mouthful of ziti and sausage from the Liberty Pizza, which is downtown Pittsfield. He had the takeout. And where he was living while he was taking a break from drifting is he was living in a vacant art gallery. And if you've ever been to Pittsfield, you know they have art galleries everywhere, right? Okay. Well, he's living in a vacant one, so I wonder if he's an urban explorer. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. Anyway, Two Ton Tony, in an art gallery in downtown Pittsfield, in the Wright building. He found out that the front door was unlocked. He went up the flight of stairs. He saw a half dozen studios all down the hallway line. And then Two Ton Tony, who by the way, Two Ton Tony, he weighs in at about 419 pounds. Yeah. So he leaned his weight on the door of one of these studios, and bam, he's in a vacant space with the smell of mildew and decay, and he just sat down in a corner. And then he said this very significant word here, as he sat down in the corner of the vacant art gallery. He said, "Yum." Yum. That's all he said, because he was savoring the last taste of his pasta and meat. It was on his fingertips. It was lip-smacking good. And then he took a gulp of Pepsi, and he belched, and he had a little flatulence. And then he just opened the window and took a nap. Now, Two Ton Tony, my friend, the drifter, he has no job, no car, no creature to get close to when he takes these naps. And you know, at age 54, Two Ton Tony, 54, when drifters at age 54, they tend to lose their drift at that age. That's what I'm trying to say. And except for him. Most drifters, when they get into their 50s, they lose their drift. Not Two Ton Tony. He could never stay put. He has ants in his pants. He also has plenty of money. Oh yes, oh yes. Just because you're a drifter, that doesn't mean you're dirt poor. No. Two Ton Tony has plenty of money. He gets a disability pension from civil service. because he had a nervous breakdown working as a mailman. The postmaster said, "Sign the papers, Tony, and never come near a post office again." Meaning that mental illness earned him some $1,600 a month for life. And maybe, ATM, abracadabra forever. And even beyond that, world without end, squatting right where he was on the second floor, North and Summer Streets in Pittsfield, among the painters and the sculptors and the actors and the annoying poets and the miscellaneous wannabes. Yes, everlasting. Until the building maintenance goon and Officer Flynn from the cops appeared in the dust, both wrinkling their faces to look tough. "What are you doing here?" said maintenance. "Oh, what do you mean?" answered Two-Ton Tony. "I'm a native, Pittsfield High, class of '78. "Well, you better be some kind of an artist, or else this conversation is over," said Flynn the cop, reaching for his handcuffs. So Two-Ton Tony drifted out to Logan Heights in San Diego, and then to Craig Ranch Park in Vegas, Wisconsin Dells, Cerrillos, New Mexico, New Orleans, Key West, Cape Hatteras. Oh, drift, baby, drift, drift, drift. And eventually, according to a complicated homing process, Two-Ton Tony returned to where he was hatched. His Berkshires, such a powerful freak magnet, about which Two-Ton Tony will always say, "Berkshires don't suck, just the people do." Was that okay? Herzog? Did you like that? Oh, you didn't like it that much, but it was okay. Okay, well, okay, you're not going to hurt my feelings. No, nobody can hurt my feelings. You just give me whatever comments you want, and that's fine. So it wasn't that good, but it worked. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. I like seeing Two-Ton Tony now and then, but he's never around, just very briefly. Once a year, he drifts on the scene, but whatever. Now, I am going to play that song, if I may be so bold. Yeah, I will play the song. It's the latest that I sing. Shipwrecked baby, I'm shipwrecked again. Shipwrecked baby, I'm shipwrecked again. I'm shipwrecked in the bathtub, and I'm going down the drain. Shipwrecked baby, I'm feeling like a fool. Shipwrecked, baby, I'm feeling like a fool. I'm shipwrecked, baby, in the backyard swimming pool. I'm a train wreck, mama, I'm way off the track. I'm a train wreck, baby, I'm way off the track. I always crash and burn, and that's a natural fact. Head-on collision, don't look, close your eyes. Head-on collision, don't look, close your eyes. I'm driving with a death wish, and somebody always dies. Mayday, mayday, I ain't playing no games. Mayday, mayday, I ain't playing no games. SOS, mama, I think I'm going down in flames. Why are you looking at me like that? Herzog, why? What? Why you have your hand over your mouth? I don't know why. I don't know what that means. I don't know what your sign language means. So, all right, you didn't stop me. I guess it's okay. Now, they say a lot of things, don't they? They say that I have cancer, some kind of cancer. And so I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But I actually had a conversation with the cancer that I have. Most people don't. And that's probably why I won't croak from this malady. Now, the conversation went like this. This is interesting, believe me. I was minding my own business around here, and then all of a sudden I heard a voice say, "Hello, Bob." And I said, "Well, you're obviously not talking to me. My name isn't Bob. Why would anybody say, 'Hello, Bob'?" So I waited a while to see what else would come, and then it was imagine me talking to cancer. Well, it's just, "Hello." We won't even put a name in there. Herman is my name. So maybe I'm all confused, but hey, hang on. "Hello, Herman." See, and then I stood up and listened. I said, "Where is that voice coming from?" "Oh, down here in your colon." Oh, in the cancer. That's the cancer talking. Well, I guess you're still with me, cancer, and you're just as stupid as ever. "Well, that's so unkind. Why would you say that to me? So unkind to say that." I say, "Well, too bad, cancer, because you are stupid, and you're camping out in my prostate, not my colon. Can't you tell the difference?" "Well, it all looks pink to me down here." That's really funny. So what do you want, cancer? I have a low tolerance for malignant growths that talk. "Well, I was wondering if you could please cancel that chemo appointment. It makes me and my family very uncomfortable. Well, you know what, Johnny Cancer? Your voice reminds me of Bela Lugosi. Oh, that must terrify you. Hardly. Well, maybe I should try harder. Look, Cancer, for your information, Bela Lugosi did theater in Peekskill, New York back in the 1940s. And he used to borrow furniture and things from my Hungarian relatives to use for props and scenery. Well, I hope my relatives were able to get into his prostate and colon. Bela Lugosi's prostate and colon, huh? My relatives? No, I'm sorry about that, Cancer, because Bela Lugosi had sciatica, not cancer. Sciatica. Maybe he got it from flapping his wings. Okay, that's enough. Go back to your little prostate village and tell the rest of your neoplasms that they're gonna get nuked tomorrow. Are you going to tell the doctors that you talked to me? Because if you do, they'll think you're crazy and stupid. That's no problem. It's already in my chart. Now, Herzog, it was true. I did not make that one up. I know it was stupid. I didn't make that one up, but I thought I'd add that to the mix here, okay? Now, I had the flu. I get the flu once a year, had the flu. And, well, it wasn't like I got the flu. The flu actually got me. Now, I'm drinking coffee now, but during that time I was drinking herb tea with honey and lemon, which was something I don't like. But the flu got me. And I had the usual symptoms that you have with the flu. I had the headache and the sore throat and the stuffy nose and the chest full of asphalt. And I felt and I looked like I spent the night on the sidewalk, the flu. But actually, I didn't sleep on the sidewalk. I just suffered in bed in my jail cell. But I went on the web and I looked up doctors that make house calls because I felt so lousy with the flu. I didn't want to do any kind of medical person in this ridiculous prison because they're not even doctors. I don't know what they are. They're just urban explorers. I don't know what they are. I wanted a real doctor, and I wanted the doctor to make a real house call. So I found one. And suffering. I had the tissue for my nose. I had lozenges for my throat. And you take aspirin for the headache, and then maybe you find some other kind of thing in the drugstore that it's guaranteed to take care of the flu, which it never does. And you keep taking those, hoping that it'll give you some relief, but it doesn't, because all of those patent medicines just block me up, if you know what I mean. They stop me from being regular, if you know what I mean. They make me in a condition where I can't poop, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you know what I mean. So anyway, I had this doctor, made the house call in my jail cell, and I said, "Oh, hi, doctor. What exactly is your specialty?" And the doctor said to me, "Karaoke." I said, "I'm sorry. I must have had my ears clogged up with the flu." I said, "Could you say that again? You said your specialty as a medical doctor is karaoke? Is that what you said? And he said, yes, karaoke. And then he immediately broke into, I've got you under my skin. Now, somewhere out in California, Frank Sinatra's bones were rattling in his grave. But miraculously, my flu cleared up right there with the doctor at the bedside and the karaoke. I'll be back in the cell when I get there. How about that? Now, that was great. Miraculously, the flu cleared up when this doctor sang, I got you under my skin. Now, there's good news and bad news from that. The bad news is that the medical field fired this guy immediately for being a quack. But the good news is he's up on cell block B in cell number 55. So he comes down anytime, comes down to my bedside anytime, whether I'm feeling good or bad. All right, I think that's about enough for now, don't you, Herzog? Okay. That's it. That's all I'm going to do today.